Welcome to the module on flexible payments. Today we will be discussing about how to control the settlement of approach slabs. Before talking about the approach slab settlements, we will be defining what is an approach slab, and then we'll see what are the different methods available in order to have a better control on the approach slab settlements. So what is an approach slab? An approach slab provides a transition between the roadway pavements and the bridge. This generally gives a filling between the bridge part and the road which is connecting towards the bridges. Approach slab acts as an intermediate bridge to span the portion of the embankment directly behind the abutment or the back wall, which was excavated to construct the abutment or the back walls. For example, if you see the photographs, like on the left hand side, you can see the face, which is a structure, maybe it's a PUP or VUP or a bridge structure, showing one end of the structure, and on the right hand side the line which is being demarcated with a orange line shows that when the road is being constructed, it has been constructed up to the right orange line initially along with the main carriageway, and then this gap which is being demarcated with the orange line is being filled up after the completion of the bridge. So this is the portion which is actually a intermediate span which is getting filled up after the completion of the bridge. Then to construct the approach slab, you need to have a PCC on the gap between the bridge face, the back of abutment wall or the back wall, and the existing road. And then this will be covered with a RCC slab of say 300 millimeters thick, and maybe around 3 meters or 3.5 meters in length along the line of cross section of the road pavement. So this is the slab which is generally known as the approach slab, which is acting as an intermediate bridge or covering the span between the existing structure and the roadway which is meeting or approaching the structure for completing the project. How to control the settlement of approach slabs, or how to reduce the bump while approaching a bridge or a structural member during the travel on the road surface, because it is seen that irrespective of the fact whether it is a ordinary road or a district road or even if it is an expressway, the bumps while approaching the bridges are unavoidable. So this is generally creating a driver's discomfort, and especially for expressways where the speed of the vehicle is very high to the tune of say 100 kilometers per hour or 120 kilometers per hour designated speed, and the actual speed is much higher than what is being denoted. The chances of accidents are high if you have a sudden bump while approaching the structures. So it is mandatory and required to understand the ways to control the settlement of approach slabs and reduce the humps or eliminate the humps close to approach slabs. So a number of procedures exist that will reduce the differential settlement at bridge abutments. Assuming its causes is some sort of a soil compression of either the embankment fill or the foundation soils. Sometimes the erosion also plays a major role as far as the settlement of the approach slabs is concerned. Sometimes the weep holes provided on the walls of the abutments, which are left unattended with a geotextile membrane from the backside, allows the soil to move out of the weep holes, thereby reducing the thereby allowing the approach slabs to settle, because there will be an unforeseen voids being created between the bottom of the approach slab and the top of the soil within the approach slab areas. Methods to control the settlement of approach slabs. If you see, we talked about providing support to the approach slab at the free end. The change in construction sequence will have an impact on the settlement of the approach slab. A pre-compression and use of light fill materials will also have a considerable impact on the settlement of the approach slabs. In this module, we will be talking about the foundation soil consolidations, a pre-cambered approach systems, and approach fill stiffening in detail, and how they are going to control the settlement of the approach slabs. After that, in the next modules, we will be talking about a buried approach slab at 610 millimeters depth from the top of the deck slab, and preformed grout holes impact on the settlement of the approach slabs. So to start with foundation soil consolidations, the wick drains, stone columns, rammed aggregate piers and others can be used to consolidate the foundation soils. More elaborate efforts may be required in very poor soil to prevent unacceptable levels of settlement. Wick drains and stone columns are both effective methods to decrease the time required for the consolidations. Rammed aggregate piers may be used to substantially improve the soil stiffness while at the same time reducing the drainage path. If you see the photographs on the left hand side, you can understand that the stone columns are, or the rammed aggregates are being used in order to consolidate the soil, embankment soil beneath. Or on the right hand side photograph, you can see that the wick drains are provided. The wick drains are basically provided to remove the excess water from the soil and then consolidate it by minimizing the void. So pre-cambered approach system, in this approach payment settlement cannot be controlled by economical means. A pre-cambered approach may be specified. This solution recommends, where practicable, implement pre-cambering of bridge approaches at up to 1 by 1/25 of longitudinal gradient to accommodate the differential settlement that will inevitably occur between a structure constructed on deep foundations and adjoining earthworks. That means if the settlement is bound to happen, then you are supposed to provide a longitudinal gradient of the road which is approaching the bridge locations in the ratio 1 by 1/25, so that with the loading and with the settlement and the passage of time, the FRL will be matching with the top of the stuff. So if you see the photograph on the left hand side, you can see the deck top and on the right hand side you have an approaching road which is having a slope of 1 by 125. That means it is already at a higher level as compared to the existing bridge level. The idea is in the design considerations only, it was understood that the consolidation has to be there and the soil is bound to settle. So, and the settlement is calculated in such a way that the excess height which is being provided with a change in slope of 1 in 125 is going to cater the settlement which is bound to happen with the passage of time. Pre-cambered approach system. A concrete slab is supported by this notch and is effectively hinged at this point and allowed to move radially. Above the slab is placed base courses and flexible pavements. The pre-cambered approach system then requires an accurate assessment of settlement potentials. Assuming that such assessment is possible, this solution should be considered. The pre-cambered approach design could be specified in situations where time is not available for more conventional settlement remediations or preloadings or wick drains, etc. Coming to the approach fill stiffening, the use of geotextile reinforcement increases the modulus of elasticity of the fill. This helps distribute traffic loads over a larger area and decreases subsequent approach settlements. The Wyoming Department of Transportation has had a success with this method. According to Price and Sherman in 1986, no repair has been required on any of the bridge approaches supported by embankments built with fabric reinforced soil or commonly known as FRS walls. So the approach fill stiffening is basically a system where the approaches are being tightly interlocked using the panels as RE panels on the sides. You can see the photograph like you have used the geotextile membrane and the stiffening membranes, and this is basically nothing but a RE panel construction in common use. The advantages with the RE panel, the chances of settlement or whether it is compression, local compression or global consolidations are almost negligible, and the chances of settlement of the approach slab is minimal or almost. So this is how the work is being carried out when you have a approach fill stiffening. It is the area is being confined from all the three sides, and then the filling is being done layer wise using the geotextiles being tightly placed or anchored to keep the side walls in position. And then a drainage material is also provided between the RE panels and the soil below, so that any water which happens to enter into this area is being drained out through the drainage systems or the filter materials, and is finally meeting to the main channel of the drainage systems. The figure shows the construction of approach slab in a particular structure. The right hand side portion shows the bridge location or the bridge starting point, and the left hand side where you can see the RE panels on the face are showing the end of the existing approaching road towards the bridge. Now the gap between the existing road and the start of the bridge is being filled by a slab which is nothing but the approach slab in this location. Now the advantage of using the RE panels in such areas or locations are, it is confined from all the three sides, and the chances of erosion from soil from the side faces or the compression, the local compression of the soil is very less, because the work is being done layer wise and is being stiffened properly tied with the geotextile membrane in order to keep the panels in position. So the photograph shows how the construction of the approach slab can be done on top of the RE panels. So the chances of movement of earth is minimum when the construction is being done in a confined way from all the four sides using RE panels. So the settlement or the chances of making a gap between the bottom of the approach slab and the top of the soil is almost negligible, and the settlement chances are eliminated. So to summarize this module, we talked about the definition of the approach slabs, the different methods to control the settlement of the approach slabs. We talked about the foundation soil consolidation using the stone columns or the wig drains. We talked about the approach fill stiffening methods to control the settlement, basically the RE wall constructions using the geotextiles. The advantages of a pre-cambered approach system, like when you can anticipate or calculate the settlement which is bound to happen due to the fill materials or the consolidation of the foundation soils, then this pre-cambered approach system can be adopted to nullify the effect of settlement in the face of the bridges. Thank you.